Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you on how to create a display or an app that can support multiple screen sizes. But first, I am going to talk about the very first smartphone. Since I am talking about screen sizes, why not talk about the very first smartphone and through the years of development of screen sizes. Okay, IBM debuted in 1992 the very first smartphone with a display of 160 by 293 monochrome resolution. This smartphone also had a 4.5 by 1.4 inches LCD touchscreen display. 15 years later, Apple released the very first smartphone with an OS and a responsive touchscreen and a touch interface. We all remember this phone, right? This one. I don't really remember much about them because I don't know. But all I can remember is that it was the trend of that year, since it was the first phone that it was not being flipped and had a integrated keypad. So yeah. This iPhone had a 3.5 inches screen to body ratio, which became, I think, the very first the very foundation of the following smartphones. In 2011, Samsung released Samsung Galaxy S2, which featured a resolution of 480 by 800 and a screen to body ratio of 4.3 inches. Then it was followed by Motorola's Moto X that had a display of 720 by 1280 pixels. And today, this is one of the most common smartphones nowadays. All I can say is that this smartphone is one of the rays that we call the bezel-less rays, since we're trying to remove the front camera and the very black corners of the phone. And this phone has a 6.5 inches screen to body ratio, which is really big for a smartphone, since we're talking about the bezel-less rays, so why not? And it has a 2340 by 1080 pixels. Now that we are done with that, let us now head to the tutorial part of this video. So let's go. Now let me show you an app that I created that can support multiple screen sizes. It's not fully functional, but it can show you the process on how to create a display or an app that can support multiple screen sizes. So before I designed the app and before I added some codes for the app to be functional, to have some kind of design, I added two XML files. So both of these XML files are for two kinds of devices. The first one I created is a XXX high density XML file for a higher resolution of Android devices, and the second one is the high density XML file for the average resolution devices. So in order to add these two XML files, we must add another layout resource file. Then the qualifiers must be density, since we're using it for Android devices or a phone. Then you'll just have to select the density of XXX high density and high density for my case though. Now, since we're done with that, let's go to the design. So before I started the designing, I downloaded an image which had a SVG format. So then this image, I converted it into an XML file to be called out later on in the coding part to be the background of the app. So in order to convert it into an XML file, we must go to vector asset And there are two types of asset type. First is a clip art and local file. So click local file and then find the SVG image to the place where you have downloaded it or saved it. Then after that, I added a button, a to edit text, a text view, and an image view. So it is also the same process for the image view when you're adding an image or when you're calling out later on in the code. It is also the same process like the background I used for the app. Now for the button. At first, these two layouts will show wrap content. Then I just edited it to my liking, to the liking I want for the button. Then the margins for the button is available when you click the button and drag these two constraints, or to add these two constraints and drag it to the borderlines of the app itself. Then you just add margin in it, and then you just add a margin to your liking. Then I added a background color to differentiate it to the others, and also to the color I like, or to the color that is pleasing to the eyes, maybe. Then I edited the text view into continue, then added a color and change it to white. Change the color of the continue to white. Now in the edit text, this also showed wrap content, then edited it to my liking. So the margin is also like how we did it from the margin for the button, but we had another one. I mean, we added one, or start, but one more is added, because since this edit text is for the password part, or the password component, we added a end to it in the middle, since we have been just the end of this one, left, right, bottom. So the end is so this added margin comes from when you attach the three constraints you've seen here. When you add these two, then you can just add it to the spacing you like for the button and the edit text. Then I changed the text to hint password and added a color hint of light gray, so that it will give the effect of like a hint. Then the text color for the words that you will type, like maybe your password or the asterisk that comes with it. Then I just copy paste everything from the password edit text to the email address edit text, and just redo the same process. So this padding allows us to center the word email address in the password, but only on the left side. This allows us to center the password. So if we just if we adjust this one, then it will be different. So from the start, it will move 20 dp something. So the function of padding is that it allows us to center out the word email address. So from the start, if we add if we edit the pixels we want for the padding start, if we change it to 20, it will move a little bit now. So that's what so this is how I designed the hints for the edit text. Then the text view is just I just edited the text to sign in to continue, then added a text size and text color and text style. Then the image view, I just called out the SVG file that I converted to XML file, so that when we run the app in the devices, we'll have a logo of some kind. Then I just edited the layout from the previous components of the app. So that's really pretty much it. Oh, and there's one more thing. When you run the app, there is an action bar over the phone. So in order to remove that one, we must go to main activity, then add this line of code, these 2 lines of code. So when you add that, this functions as the hiding, as the function of this one is that it hides the action bar that comes with when we're running the app. Then we can just change the color to the color of the Sherpa blue is the one I used for changing the color in the notification bar on the phone. So you'll see it when we're going to run the app. So now let's run the app. Now this is what it looks like from a high density phone. Now this phone is a high density phone, since we have the other XML file for high density resolutions. This is how it looks like. It's just like really simple and really simple. Now this is what it looks like from a XXX high density phone. You see there are also some adjustments I made for the high density. I readjusted now this is what it looks like from a high density XXX high density phone. So in the previous high density phone that I opened, I made some adjustment to the text view, to the edit text, the button, and the image view to fit it for the high density one. So you just have to edit it to your liking, and my Android Studio just hanged up on me. So I'll end this video right here, and I hope you guys learned something from it. Oh, and I'll show a video I'll show a video of me using this, opening this app to my phone, which is a Huawei Y9, Android 9 too. So Hope you guys learned something from this video, and hope you guys like it. Bye. Now, this is what it looks like when it is being used, when it is used on my phone. So this phone is like the triple high density phone. So yeah, this is how it looks like, and hope you enjoy the video.